Hi everyone, thank you for watching our presentation. We are Group 4A, and today our BA 405 case is discussing Sangamo Therapeutics. Sangamo Therapeutics is an American biotechnology company that uses cell and gene therapy to combat genetic diseases. The people at Sangamo Therapeutics work every day to develop new medicines and transform the lives of patients with genetic diseases. Their discovery, research, and development of technology are groundbreaking.
So before we get started, I would like to give a brief overview of today's agenda. We will first start off by addressing what is the problem. In order to seek improvement, we must first look at the issues and the problems facing not only the company, but the industry as a whole. Renee will then be tackling the internal analysis, illustrating the overall stability of the company. Kyla will then take over with the external analysis, highlighting areas of outside forces showing their effect on Sangamo. And then Lynn will wrap it all up and provide what we think are the best steps Sangamo has to take in order to see it thrive to its full potential. What are the issues? What exactly is the problem? First, there is no guaranteed source of income or revenue. The only source of funding comes from grants and trust. This is a major concern which impacts every aspect of the company. And as you will see, it is a catalyst for other issues that the company faces in this industry. Much of the cost goes to research and development, as most studies indicate that costs are at least $1.5 billion and require a decade of research to bring in a new FDA-approved pharmaceutical product to the market. For a company with few assets and an indefinite source of funding, this is a troubling area. Where many resources are allocated to research and development and no products are able to be purchased on the market, they have a high potential to lose funding. Second, the process of developing any vaccines or cures is a time-consuming process. Once again, this connects to the first issue because every insufficient trial is like a ticking time bomb. It goes through a timely process of research and development, which can take 3 to 6 years. Clinical trials, which can take 6 to 7 years. And just to get approved, half a year to 2 years. There's a high opportunity cost associated in this industry. And as mentioned previously, there is a financial deficit a company can incur with each and every ineffective trial. Essentially, every unsuccessful trial depletes scarce assets. Third, what was once labeled a unique niche and where Sangamo had an advantage, competitors have caught up in ZFN technology. By 2015, ZFN technology was more mature and better developed, but another competitor, Talon, their technology was considered more straightforward to design treatments. It was quote unquote cheaper, faster, and better. What was once considered a unique advantage in the biotechnology field completely dissipated, opening the door for competitors to improve technology that was once considered groundbreaking.
Now we take a look at the internals of the company, starting with some quick financial ratios of Sangamo. Unicure, a similar biotech company in both size and position, and the industry average for biotech companies. The ratios we use are return on assets, return on equity, current ratio, and debt to equity. So what do they signify? Return on assets, or ROA, is an indicator of how profitable a company is relative to its total assets. Return on equity, or ROE, is simply how good a company is at managing its assets to create profits. We can see that both Sangamo and Unicure have similar ROA and ROE, with Sangamo showing slightly better performance, though both are still negative. the industry average shows positive ratios for both ROA and ROE. Both the current ratio and debt to equity have to do with debt in some way. The current ratio shows how good the company is at paying short-term debt or debt due within 1 year, while debt to equity simply states the ratio of debt to the company's equity. Again, both Sangamo and Unicure show nearly similar numbers when compared to the industry average, with Sangamo now outperforming both. So what do these numbers as a whole show? Sangamo's lack of revenue and reliance on grants shows an obvious result of ROA and ROE being negative. They run at a loss. Sangamo is also good at paying current liabilities. Unicure is another company like Sangamo that receives grants in order to perform R&D, hence the similarity of the ratio to Sangamo, unlike the industry average. So why is the industry average drastically different? This is because the big players already have products in the market, the reason why the ROA and ROE are positive. They are also vertically integrated, meaning they have extra costs to worry about, such as manufacturing, leading to a worse current ratio and very high debt to equity. They have such a high debt to equity because the biotech industry runs on research and development, which is anything but cheap. Now we take a quick look at the VRIO framework. So Sangamo is performing massive amounts of research to achieve a breakthrough in their treatments or cures, such as HIV, Huntington's disease, and other monogenic diseases. There is so much potential for them to profit and grow if they were to succeed, as there are no other products that can treat such diseases in the market currently. A breakthrough would allow them to dominate the market. They have years of experience with ZFNs, which is immensely hard for other companies to replicate, as only Sangamo has experience with them. They also have all the time dedicated to research and development, enabling them to reach their goals of a commercial product as fast as possible. They have no obstacles in their way.
External input can be categorized as one of the main influences behind ultimately producing and implementing a strong and effective strategy. You know what they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Here we go. When evaluating Sangamo and its position within the biotechnology industry, there are 3 factors that serve as key determinants that influence our recommendations. These factors include technological advancements, natural forces, and government regulation. As we continue into the digital age and iGen cohort, technology has become well integrated into everyone's daily life, thus entering business operations for each market, none more apparent than the biotechnology industry. In 1995, Sangamo maintained a focus on ZFN technology, offering the capability to alter genetic code. In theory, it offered the potential to prevent and cure many diseases. Technological advancements offer the company's biggest strength, which is potential. Even with competitors curating a quote-unquote better, more efficient ZFN technology, Sangamo has every opportunity to take over, proving growth and potential. As technology grows, so does the chance to perfect their genetic editing capabilities. Along with technological advancements, natural forces consist of the widespread need to combat unknown diseases and plagues, creating endless possibilities. From sickle cell anemia to hemophilia and other monochromatic diseases to HIV, natural forces present an opportunity for new vaccines and cures to be manufactured. We are all on a virtual platform because of COVID-19. Its existence was proven before its impact was even felt. But what if ZFN technology was able to prevent that outbreak? New diseases are found more than we know or have knowledge of. Some with vaccines or cures, some without. But with that being said, there are endless opportunities to research and develop one with ZFN technology. Lastly, government regulation is ultimately one key restriction that has the ability to halt all action. Along with a lack of funding, which the government also has the ability to produce, regulation is a preventative measure that can impede the process of years and dollars spent on research and development of cures and vaccinations. The biggest threat does not come from competitors nor a lack of partnerships, but from the government simply putting regulatory measures on a drug that has gone through, as Corey mentioned, a minimum 10-year process certification. Next, Lynn will be discussing the recommendations we as consultants have for Sangamo Therapeutics. Lynn will go into detail about the 4 different things we believe will help Sangamo thrive in this industry.
Our team's strategic recommendations for Sangamo is to continue with its research and development of the zinc finger nucleus gene editing treatment. Currently, the zinc finger nucleus gene editing treatment has shown great progress for the treatment of hemophilia A and hemophilia B patients during the phase 2 trials. If successful, the zinc finger nucleus gene editing treatment may be used to stop CC5R proteins in HIV from multiplying and thus may lead to a cure. Another recommendation is for Sangamo to analyze any side effects and see if they may be advantageous for treatments to any other unmet medical needs. Similar to how Viagra was first researched for cardiovascular issues, and now is used for treatment for erectile dysfunction due to its side effects. Another product is Latisse, which was first created as an allergen eye drop, but its side effect was the growth of eyelashes. Additionally, Sangamo should patent its platforms in the technology, treatment, and compounds it may discover or create. By leveraging any new indicators, it lengthens its patent in those areas. Let's say the treatment or compound needs to be synthesized 8 times to get to the final product. But at the 5th time, it is found that the compound could be used to cure or treat something else. If Sangamo patents it through all its stages and every time, it prevents other companies from making generic versions of the drug. Our final recommendation is if funding stops or the research and development of the zinc finger nucleus gene editing becomes too expensive, is to out-license the technology to another medical technology company or to an alternate industry such as the agriculture and food industry. Farmers and people in the food industry, such as livestock, have been using gene editing technology to help with the quality of its products and foods and to prevent diseases. If it won't help with HIV, perhaps the zinc finger nucleus gene editing may be able to be useful for foods.
Thank you so much for viewing our presentation. We believe that our analysis and recommendations are what's best for this company. We hope you enjoyed this video just as much as we enjoyed learning about and being consultants for Sangamo Therapeutics.